Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Facebook Live today. As moms, especially this time of year, we know immunity is top priority of the list. And it's just as important for our moms as it is for our kids. So if you're looking for ways to boost your immunity and your immune system, definitely stay tuned for this Facebook Live. And we're also giving away some really great prizes. So say hello, let us know you're here, comment for your chance to win. So before we get started, just want to introduce ourselves. My name is Chrissy, and I'm joined by Maggie Frank. She is the CV Sciences National Educator, and Maggie has dedicated her life to inspiring people to live a healthy lifestyle, which I love. And in 2017, Maggie joined CV Sciences, and she shares her love of Plus CBD as a national educator. So welcome, Maggie. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, and we love CV Sciences. We're very familiar with you guys, and we're always so happy to talk with you guys about your products and things that you have. And before we get into it, we just want to share a little bit about Mom's Meat. So for those of you who are not familiar with Mom's Meat or you're new today, you can go to momsmeat.com and you can become a mom ambassador. So we focus on connecting moms with brands who are healthy, better for you brands, and anybody that wants to really raise a happy and healthy family. So caregivers, moms, dads, grandparents, you have the opportunity to try these better for you products by becoming a mom ambassador, and it's totally free. So head on over to momsmeat.com to sign up as a mom ambassador. And as I mentioned, this event is brought to you by CV Sciences. So they offer high quality products. They focus on plant-based and CBD products that will help positively impact your life. And during this event, representatives from CV Sciences will be answering your comments, questions. So definitely feel free to post some for them. And let's get started. So one of the things that we love with our Facebook Lives are our giveaways. And CV Sciences always gives such great products as their giveaways. So today, 4 lucky winners will receive the new CV Sciences Immunity line. And again, it can't come more timely at a better time as the colder months kind of come in. And it includes the CV Acute and CV Defense. So Maggie's going to tell a little bit about those quickly.
So CV Defense is your daily immune fortification product. I call it the world is full of ick and you don't have time to get sick formula. You take it every day to lessen the likelihood of getting sick. And if you still get the unlucky card, it'll shorten duration and severity.
Okay.
CV Acute is crisis intervention. It's the, oh no, I'm sick and I need to get over this quick formula. You wake up, you have the raspy, you feel the yuck. We're going to hit it hard multiple times a day, knock it out, stop viral replication, get better, get back to momming.
Yeah, that's awesome. And obviously, I just mentioned this time of year, it always seems like it's the never ending parade of colds and sicknesses, especially with our kids. And if you're like me, you want that extra immune support to help protect yourself and make sure you enter today's giveaway so that you have the chance to win those products. And so you can enter by dropping a comment, giving this video a share, and definitely hit that like button. And we, as always, will announce the winners on Monday. So we're so excited to talk with you today, Maggie, about the different products within CV Sciences, but particularly more about the immunity. So as a mom, and I know you're a mom too, we were just talking about our kids together. We always want to make sure that we're putting our kids first and making sure they're protected from the cold and the flu. And that means that sometimes you don't get to take the time to make sure that as a mom we're protected. And I'm sure every single mom can relate. When your kids go to school, they always bring home things with them. And ultimately the moms and the dads always end up getting sick. So, my kids they're just going to start doing the split remote and in-person learning. So I suspect that more sicknesses will start coming home. So there's always a chance, even with precautions in place, there's always a chance that we're going to get sick.
It's unfortunately part of life. And really, in reality, it's a good part of life because it's an opportunity as mothers to reprime our immune systems so that we'll be healthier in the next stage.
Yeah.
but we want to make sure that we're setting our bodies up for success. We're stacking the odds in our favor so that when the inevitable happens, we have the, yeah, that was unfortunate and I didn't love it, but a day, day and a half, 2 days, and I'm back in order. We all know we don't get to take days off.
Right. Yeah. Right. There's no such thing as sick days for mom.
Right.
Yeah. And I know that I've caught a few things. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, my kid, mommy feels sick. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've definitely caught some things from them in the past, and we're always making sure we're washing our hands and wiping down surfaces, getting vitamin C, but sometimes it's just not enough. So, yeah, I mean, can you share a little bit about how you would suggest like protecting your family from passing those germs around and all that extra support and supplements that CV Sciences offers?
So you touched on a good one there. Definitely washing your hands, making sure you're keeping yourself clean. Good nutrition is huge. We are big fans of supplementing with omegas and making sure we're getting vitamin C and enough zinc. But when we're really looking at ideal immune support, I think some areas that really get overlooked. Number one, stress support. If you are chronically stressed, your immune system is going to struggle. So I know we're here to talk about the new immune products, but I definitely want to urge moms to make sure you're still taking your Plus CBD. It really is a superfood that supports the endocannabinoid system so that everything stays healthier, including your immune system.
Yeah.
We also see huge benefits not only to stress response, but CBD also helps with gut health. And if the gut isn't healthy, we are not going to be immune strong. Now, in addition, obviously, there's some really great products that help us support robust immune health. The ingredients in the CV Defense, that world is full of ick, you don't have time to get sick formula, are really, really neat in the fact that they supply nutrients that are consistently undersourced in the American mom diet. We're not getting them, we're running deficient on them, and if we don't have enough of them, we are not going to be resilient to pathogens. We also have ingredients there that are really novel in the way that they support the body. They actually help the endocannabinoid system do its job more effectively. So no matter what state of health you currently find yourself, you're generally healthy, but you just need added support this year because you're extra stressed, or you maybe are somebody who struggles with autoimmune issues or other health concerns. That immune defense gives your body all that it needs to support not only barrier defense to make you more resilient, but it's also fortifying your inflammatory response, your mast cell response, lessening allergy issues, and helping with barrier. So if you're like me and you tend towards some leaky gut, it's going to get that gut back in line. So it really is working on a
I think we might have a little frozen screen here. So I think if you can still hear me, we can kind of talk about one of the things that we're really excited about talking to you today about is the traditional Chinese medicine. Are you still able to hear me? Are we a little frozen here? Are you still there? All right. Well, so one thing that
yes, I am.
You are okay. Okay. Can you?
Okay. Hear you perfect.
Okay. So are you able to share a little bit more about the traditional? Oh, I think we may have lost Maggie here. So just want to kind of talk to all of you moms about the traditional Chinese medicine that CV Sciences is, bringing on into their product line. And so when Maggie jumps back on, we will talk through that. But while we're waiting here, we do want to share the discount code that you can get right now. So if you go to cvsciences.com, you can get 20% off your order, which is really awesome, especially this time of the year. Holidays are rolling around too. Oh, there she is. Hi.
Hi.
It happens. It totally happens. I was just sharing the discount promo code with our moms while we were waiting for you to join us. So while we have you now, if you want to kind of talk about the traditional Chinese medicine, we can get into that and learn some more about that.
Yeah, so our crisis intervention formula, the CV Acute, which is made of a product called SHL. SHL is a traditional Chinese medicine formula that dates back thousands of years.
Wow.
It shows safety and efficacy in issues that have a respiratory component. Now, in the 1970s, all of the old formulas that had been used historically were put under clinical studies to see if those anecdotal stories actually held weight in a clinical setting. And they found that SHL was a game changer for people who were dealing with illnesses with a respiratory component, virus, but also infection. So essentially, if you're not familiar with traditional Chinese medicine, it's the practice of treating the body to bring it back into balance. So essentially, these plants are supporting the body during an immune assault, helping it healthfully do its job, but then regain balance quickly so you can go back on in fighting fashion.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's so crazy and interesting to think about that. It's the fact that these methods have been around for hundreds of years and we're still using them. They're still proving to be effective. So that's really cool.
I think it's ridiculously beautiful that these plants are here and that long before we had allopathic medicine or microscopes or the ability to really understand the world around us the way we do today, that there was always this inherent intelligence in the way plants support humanity to heal.
Yeah.
And I think it's truly beautiful when we embrace those and we empower ourselves in our health. I love allopathic medicine. If your arm's cut off, don't call me. Get to the ER.
Yeah.
But when we learn how our bodies function and we learn how to feed them and support them so they're able to do the very best for us, not only are we healthier physically, mentally, and emotionally, but we are so empowered in that knowledge.
Yeah.
And I think it's so cool when we connect to the world around us in that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And the 3 botanical extracts too that are used in that, I think you touched on them. It's the fruit, the flower, and the root, right?
Correct. So we have the fruit of forsythia, we have the root of Baikal skullcap, and we have the flower of honeysuckle. Okay. And together, their abilities are that honeysuckle inhibits the enzyme pathways, the COX-1 and COX-2 enzyme pathways. So it manages our inflammatory response and it stops that cytokine storm from going out of control that we've heard about so much with respiratory viruses. The Baikalin stops viral entry into the cell and stops replication. And then the forsythia further stops replication and helps our body heal.
Wow, that's so cool. When I hear the honeysuckle, I just think of when I was a kid, I would always like eat the honeysuckle plants off of like around my neighborhood.
It's exactly the same one.
That's awesome.
The same one that grows all over the place. That's a beautiful perennial and smells so luscious.
Yeah.
Those honeysuckles, really like over 500 different medicinal compounds are found in that.
Little did I know, it was so good for me. And I was just.
It was wonderful for you.
Yeah. So, and I know you guys also offer a lot of like daily supplement for immune support too. Can you tell us a little bit about that as well?
That was the CV Defense. That's your daily immune fortification product.
Okay.
So the ingredients in that are vitamin A, vitamin D3. We get zinc and selenium.
Okay.
Organic reishi mushroom extract. And then the superstar molecules, PEA.
Yeah.
And PEA essentially helps our body's endocannabinoid system function properly. And in a perfect world, we would make enough of it, but we don't live in a perfect world.
Right.
So supplementing it, especially during times of stress, really gives us an advantage of keeping our body healthy.
Yeah. And I think too, what's important for moms to remember is you think like immune support and you think, okay, in the winter season, like when it's colder out, but really it's something you should be taking year round, right? To help just your body just continue to support itself.
So with something like the PEA formula, I think it would be very dependent on what the person's other health issues are. So in our home, we'll use it a little differently. My father is 76, COPD, smokes a pack of cigarettes a day, has a horrible diet. He's not changing, but he will take whatever vitamins I give him. He will be taking this every day of his life ongoing because he needs the support overall. He's somebody who, it doesn't matter if it's COVID, if it's the flu, if it's a bad cold, my dad's going to have a hard time. My husband and I, we are extremely healthy people who do the work to stay that way. So for us, we'll be taking this in the colder months when people move inside and my son's bringing home icky stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
But different people are going to have a different need. That SHL formula, the traditional Chinese medicine formula that we use when we're sick, we had a need to use that in our home. I didn't get sick, but my husband and my son did. And my husband used the SHL right away. So did my son. It's only labeled for 10 and above.
Okay.
But historically, SHL has been used safely in children, infants, and pregnant women.
Oh, wow.
So I felt very safe using it on my 5-year-old son. I would have felt safe using it on my 1-year-old if I had a child that young. Both had great success with it. The thing I would caution people about with SHL is that you tend to feel better within 12 to 24 hours. Just because you feel better does not mean that the virus has stopped replicating. We ideally want you to complete at least 3 days worth of product. Okay. It's meant to be taken 3 times a day, hit it hard, but continue on for a few days after you feel better, just to make sure you got all those little guys.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I never really thought about that because I know like as soon as I start feeling better, I'm like, oh, it's done. I'm good to go. I know. So it's really important to, keep taking it. Okay.
At least 2 to 3 days. I tell people once you feel better, at least 2 days, you want to continue your protocols. Think about, just think with kids, like you think you got them past it and then they get glassy-eyed again.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, and using these two together is such a good option for moms, who need that extra line of defense and immune support. So to our moms, if it's something you're interested in trying, you can head over to cvsciences.com. And again, I mentioned that code. So it's MOMSFB20, and you can get 20% off your order. And it's good for both Plus CBD oil and CV Sciences. So the Plus CBD oil to help eliminate the stress and anxiety in your life, which as moms, let's face it, it's every day. And CV Sciences will definitely be great to look for that immune support. So I want to jump into a couple of questions. So, people hear traditional Chinese medicine. What would you say some of the common misconceptions are around that?
That it has to be complicated, that the only way to do it is to go to a practitioner. That is definitely true if you are trying to get a personalized plan for your own health journey. But there's hundreds of traditional Chinese medicine formulas that have been used successfully in a wide variety of different populations that are available. Another misconception is that traditional Chinese medicine is dangerous because the herbs that are utilized can be contaminated or of low quality. While that is true of all things, you can have very high quality herbs and very low quality herbs. It's not inherently true of traditional Chinese medicine. Some of the most pure herbs on the planet come out of China. So it's just really important to know manufacturers, know who's raw material testing, and know where you're buying from. But it's a type of healing that has been successful for thousands of years, and it is still successfully used in hospitals to date as an integrative practice.
Yeah. So what would you say some of the best practices are when it comes to incorporating that into a daily routine?
You know, I honestly, it's kind of the same thing with traditional Chinese medicine. We're just trying to bring ourselves into balance. And I would say that we all probably talk about that a lot as moms, right? We're trying to find that elusive magic spot where all of our balls are perfectly up in the air and we are somehow getting enough water and sleep and exercise, and it's an effort. I don't have the perfect answer because I'm still trying to figure it out myself. But I do know that the best thing we can do is really make sure that we're at least giving back to ourselves a percentage of what we give to everyone around us, because our bodies will only treat us and last as well as we give back to them. And it can be really hard for women to carve that time out. But if we really love our families, we love our children, we need to find a way to do it.
Yeah, for sure. So going back to for the CV acute, how long would you say it should be taken? You had mentioned the 2 to 3 days. Is that about right for it to become effective? And how much would you take in one day?
So the bottle for an adult would be 2 teaspoons 3 times a day. It's 3 days worth of product. Ideally, you would finish that bottle. Now, another way that historically SHL has been utilized and is an option here is to head off a virus after a known exposure point. So let's say I'm in the car with you and we drive around for 6 hours together, having just a great time. And you call me 4 days later and say, hey, Maggie, I tested positive. And of course, I'm sending you prayers and love and saying, I really hope you have a mild case and feel better. But I'm also thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to get sick. I could take a half dose. 1 teaspoon 3 times a day. But we never want to exceed 7 days with SHL. Okay. So 7 days is your maximum. And that's because it blocks the COX-1 enzyme pathway. That's great to stop the cytokine storm from going out of control, but long-term will have disadvantages to overall health and well-being. So short-term, usually SHL does not have to be continued past that 3rd day though.
Yeah. Okay. That's really good to know. All right. Awesome. And I know you mentioned the age is 10, but you said you're comfortable giving it to your 5-year-old son, right? So it's safe for kids. Yeah. The clinical literature on it, like I said, has been used safely in pregnant women and has been safely used in even infants. Yeah. So in the US, we usually don't label things in supplement companies that have herbs for anybody younger than 2. If this is a successful product for us, our plan is to create a children's formula. So as a mom, I'd have no hesitation. And if I was still in the market to have more babies, I would love to know about this, because when I was pregnant, there's very few things when you get sick that you can take to make you feel better. Yeah. Yeah. You just kind of have to suffer through it. Yeah. So with this option, you don't have to suffer through it. Yeah. That's awesome. Great. Well, we want to know, let us know to our moms what you found most helpful from our interview today, and definitely keep sharing your thoughts and questions. And again, you can learn more at cvsciences.com and purchase any of their immune supporting or CBD products. They're all really great. Make sure, again, use that code MOMSFB20 and you'll get 20% off your order. And again, it's insightful conversation. There's so many things I didn't know about traditional Chinese medicine. So I think our moms really would, enjoy learning more about that as well. And thank you to our viewers too for tuning in and hearing from Maggie. And again, remember to keep sharing and liking this for a chance to win. We'll announce the winners on Monday. So thanks again, Maggie, so much for joining us.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a good day. Take care. Bye, moms.
Bye.